everyone. Random filming location today, I know, but my daughter is asleep downstairs, so I've come up to the bedroom where it's nice and bright, and I thought I would film the first video in my new Crafty catch-up series. I'll just start by saying, if you missed my last video, I have actually started up a new YouTube channel for all of my motherhood and lifestyle related stuff. So going forward, all my vlogs are going to be on this other channel. So if that's something you think you're going to be interested in or that you're going to miss from this channel, then I would go and subscribe to my new Magic Motherhood channel. My vlogs over there are basically exactly the same as they were here, but it just feels like they fit on a lifestyle channel better than they do on a channel that was meant to be about crafting. I do know that a lot of you were sticking around here specifically for the vlogs though, so yeah, like I said, if you've missed the announcement about my new channel, I'll leave the link in the description and you can go over there and subscribe if you would like. I'm really enjoying it. I'm uploading multiple times a week and feeling really inspired, so yeah, I just thought I would mention that at the beginning. As for this channel though, I do want to get back to my crafty roots and try and upload 1 or 2 crafty videos a month. I'm just going to start by committing to 1 or 2, and I thought that at the end of every month I could do this crafty catch up where I share with you projects that I've made that month or my plans going forward, or I share how I'm catching up with my outstanding crafty projects, and hopefully that will keep me accountable and make sure that I actually do carve out that time for myself and spend some time doing the things that I enjoy, because since having my daughter I just haven't done that. So for those of you who have been following me for a while, you know that primarily the way I memory keep is by project life scrapbooking or pocket scrapbooking. And I used to be really into traditional 12 by 12 scrapbook pages, but I just don't think I'm very good at them. And over time I found it easier to keep up with pocket scrapping, so that's the direction that I went in. And during lockdown, during 2020, I managed to complete a large number of my outstanding projects, and I ticked off a lot of the albums that I've been working on for a long time. And that meant during 2021 I was able to really focus on just my 2021 scrapbook, and because of that it meant that I was virtually up to date when I had my baby in November of 2021. So that scrapbook is actually nearly finished. I only have November and December to complete. They are going to be mammoth months, because obviously I had a baby and she was my first baby, so there is going to be a lot there that I want to document. And then obviously we had her first Christmas and it was the last Christmas in my childhood home, so there's going to be a lot of special stories that I want to tell in that album. So they are going to be fairly meaty months, but I'm hopeful that if I utilise things like photo collages and stuff like that, I will be able to get it done. I also have a bunch of ephemera memorabilia from that month that I want to include in that album, so that all needs to be added in as well. But yeah, because I'd completed so many of my projects during lockdown, my 2021 album I was able to stay up to date with, so that one's not going to be too much of a problem to finish, I don't think. Also in 2021 I bought a bunch of December daily products from Ali Edwards, and I obviously bought them before I had my baby, and I thought I was going to be able to do a December daily album in 2021. I've loved doing it previously. I haven't done it every year, but I did it in 2020 and I loved it. I think I did one in 2019 as well, and I just really enjoyed it, and I love the project and love the products, and I thought, oh, I can do it in 2021 and document our daughter's first Christmas. I really don't know on what planet I thought I was going to be able to do that, because I was recovering from a C-section, I was establishing breastfeeding, she was having some issues with feeding and prolonged jaundice and stuff like that, and we were back and forth to the hospital. She was only 6 days old when December started, so I really don't know why I thought I was going to be able to do that. And spoiler alert, I didn't. But I did start it, so I must have sat down at some point and printed off a few photos. But I would really like to go back and finish that album. but in a slightly different way. Obviously, I think every photo that I take of my daughter is beautiful, but because it was our first Christmas as parents and she'd only just been born, pretty much every photo that I have from December 2021 is of our daughter, and for that reason it seems almost silly to go back and complete that album as a traditional December daily, because it will just be an album of her first Christmas, which is really lovely. But I thought that seeing as I didn't do a December album in 2022 either, I might amalgamate them into one album and do like a then and now. So her first Christmas versus her second Christmas, how different she looks, how big she is, what she's doing, where we spent it, sort of like a comparison. Because like I said, my parents moved out of my childhood home at the beginning of 2022, so our Christmas this year was very different to how it was in 2021, and there are just lots of things that I could compare, so I thought that might be nice, and that way the Christmas of 2022 is also documented, but it will be in this one lovely like then and now kind of album. So I think that's the plan for the December daily album that I had. In terms of other outstanding projects that I had like at the time of having my daughter, the only other one that I had started was a Disney album. So we've been on several Disney trips, and back in like 2018, 2019, we went on several Disney trips in a row, and then we went to Disney World in Florida right before lockdown in 2020. So I have all of those photos to document. The trips have been documented in my yearly scrapbooks for those years, but I like to make travel albums, and so I wanted to have this one like dedicated Disney album because we did all those trips kind of in one go. And I have all the photos printed. A lot of the photos even have like the cards and the pattern papers and everything behind them. The memorabilia is all in there. I just need to do the journaling and like stick it all down and decorate it. So that's another thing that I really want to slowly start making my way through, but it's not necessarily a priority. We did also go to New York in October of 2019, and again that trip has been documented in my 2019 album, but it hasn't been documented in a separate travel album because I started this Disney one and I finished, like I filled up 2 other travel albums in 2020. I finally completed them. So I hadn't started this new one with our New York trip, and I have so much memorabilia and stuff from that trip, and it was an amazing holiday. So I really would like to document that in detail in a travel album, but I haven't even started that yet or printed the photos. So again, that's not a priority, but it's something that hopefully I'll be able to do at some point this year. As for catching up with last year, I don't think I've ever had an entire year where I've had nothing documented. So when I started thinking about catching up, it just felt like an impossible task. So I did something that I thought I would never do, and I downloaded the Project Life app. I bought a couple of my favourite kits through the app. They're really reasonably priced, and I started making digital pages for like my 2022 photos. And as you can imagine, it was the first year of my baby's life, so I have a ton of photos, so I've had to be really selective about which ones to include, which stories to tell, and it's been quite hard to choose. I'm nowhere near done with creating those digital pages. I think I'm up to maybe August, so our like official big wedding day. I think that's where I'm up to at the moment, and I don't know how I'm going to feel about the pages when I get them printed off and they arrive, but I'm very much in the mindset of done and completed is better than perfect, and my plan is to print off these digital pages just at a 12 by 12 size and then embellish them the way I would with a normal like pocket scrapbook page. And I have done all my journaling digitally as well, but if I absolutely hate it, then I can always stick standard 3 by 4 like journal cards over the top and handwrite it. And I do always like having my handwriting in my journal, in my scrapbooks and in my journaling, so I definitely will be adding extra bits in when they arrive so that my handwriting is in there. And I've kept all of my memorabilia and stuff from 2022, and again there's lots of it because it was our daughter's first birthday and all that sort of thing, and our wedding, so we've got a ton of cards and notes and stuff like that. So I will be putting all of those bits in. And we went on another big holiday to Disneyland California in November, so I've got all the stuff from that as well. Eventually those photos should probably go in my Disney album. So 2022 is a big year, and I just wanted to make it as easy for myself as possible, and I feel like this will hopefully mean that I can spend some time making these pages and then be able to actually catch up and start 2023. As for 2023 then, I'm hoping to go back to traditional pocket page scrapbooking, where I print off the individual photos and put them in the individual pockets, and spend that time creating those pages, because I find it really therapeutic and I've really missed it. My poor craft room is basically just a dumping ground now. It hasn't been used at all since having a baby, and I hate it. Like, I really miss having that time to scrapbook. So it's quite hit and miss. She's been a terrible sleeper since she was born, but here and there I am getting a couple of hours in the evening now to do whatever, watch TV, or like last night for example I caught up with writing everything in her baby book. So I'm hoping that I might be able to employ a couple of hours in the evening here and there and actually do some scrapbooking. And so that is my plan for 2023. I want to get caught up with 2022 first, and finish my 2021 album, and then start afresh for 2023, and hopefully I won't be an entire year behind, although I'm already 2 months in and haven't printed anything yet, so I need to get cracking with the other years. But yeah, so that was a quick little crafty catch up for my plans and goals with my craft projects. Do let me know what you're currently working on. Are you changing how you document this year? I know a lot of people are actually moving away from project life, so what is it that you might be doing instead? So yeah, as always, if you have any questions, let me know, and I will see you next time. Bye everyone.